Next up, we have Candace. Is that correct? We do have Candace. Can we get Candace up to the stage? Candace Moores is a zine writer and radio broadcaster from Fredericton, New Brunswick. I thought Scarborough was far. Nice. New
Brunswick in the house.
We've got two. Keep it down, New Brunswick. Scarborough was better than you. She's currently involved. Hi. We don't need no tough ones. She's currently involved in several community-based media projects that are allied with social justice movements, way to go, including Frequency Feminisms on CKLN 88.1 FM and the Toronto Media Coop. And you can maybe let us know. Reading fail, nice! Maybe, can we get past that, please? We all make mistakes. I make 2 every year. Maybe you can tell us also when on CKLN 88.1 we can catch you. What a prime time. Look at that. Well, I won't be there, but I'm sure one of us. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Let's all, because there's like 50 people here, and that's probably more than CKLN ever gets, so let's all try for this. No. That was supposed to be couple. Let's all try this Sunday to get on CKLN 88.1. I'm sure we have radio still, right? Our cars do. I didn't want to steal the show.
CKLN.FM on the web.
They have the internet now. Yes. Without further ado, real talent, Candace Moores.
I'm short. Okay. Hi everyone. Thanks for coming out and sharing your Tuesday evening with us. This is a poem I wrote last week. It's for No One Is Illegal and the Shelter Sanctuary Status Movement. They held a rally today at the Immigration and Refugee Building. They're trying to push immigration enforcement out of women's shelters and other violence against women spaces in the city and nationally. So this poem is called Intersections. It's like Irfan. It takes place at an intersection in Toronto. Dundas and University Avenue. I walking west, she exiting from St. Patrick's Station. I step aside to let her by, but she stops in front of me, looks me in the eye. I noticed her scarf, white with violet flower print, tied in a knot on her left side, hanging loose. Excuse me, miss, I am a single mother without a job. I nod. Can you help me? I haven't had a job in close to a year, I say. She nods. She knows. The light walk is on. Do you want a cookie? I ask. I touch my coat pocket, where on my left side is wrapped a single white chocolate chip macadamia nut cookie in a napkin, picked up at an afternoon information session on U.S. immigration hosted by the U.S. State Department. Total bullshit, of course. But I was on campus anyway, and there was free lunch. Later that same afternoon, I would crash an academic seminar's reception for wine and cheese and chewy sun-dried tomatoes. A seminar on the communitarian subjectivization of cognitive labor, or cuts to higher education. This woman in front of me, begging for subway tokens, we know about cuts, about obstacles, the walls, the fences, the borders, to immigration, free movement. We know about the financial dictatorship that is fucking us over, with its $6 billion a day in financial transactions, oil companies, drug companies, bankrolling debt, war, prison industries, Canadian pensions, and mining. We fucking get it. This woman with the lovely scarf and I, we know this is not an accidental encounter. We are pushed, and we are many. So thanks for the cookie and the wine, the trickle-down economic theories. It's International Women's Day.
Think it over, Emily. Got that right.
Let's welcome Jesse Hirsch from CBC, everybody. Who did a piece on sleeping yesterday on Metro Morning, was it?
I'm not sleeping now. I'm ready to heckle.
You know what? There you go. Ah, screw it. I was too late.
Is it break time now?
It is not break time, Steven. Sorry. Okay, next up we have one more person before the break time. We have Chanel Hannah Hudson. So we have Chanel in the house. Chanel's a 22-year-old coffee addict. Well, that's okay. Who adores prose poetry, personification, alliteration, and second-person narratives. And I actually haven't formally met Chanel, so I'm going to say hello.
There you go.
Formal.
I'm just gonna jump right in because the longer I stand up here, the more chance I have of fainting. So it was a breakdown. There was no beauty in it. She attached booster cables to her breast and tried to jumpstart, kickstart, restart her heart, tried to entice electrons back into her body, pressed palm into skin, scratched maniacally. She saw neon fluorescent radioactive green, saw couch cushions crumble like walls, and she ripped feathers out of them in a desperate attempt to get life to pump back through her veins. Pushed needles into the hollow of her flesh so that the pain would keep her awake, wouldn't let eyes droop, heavy lids, heavy limbs, heavy load on back, breaking, no mistaking this feeling for something fleeting. She began greeting phantoms in her day walks under burning sun and cold corridors, couldn't count the time she tried to remember what she was trying to remember, thoughts lost like brain cells pop pop, as she inhaled the acidic stench of her vomit, as she wiped her mouth with the corner of her sleeve, as she dry heaved into the toilet clean just yesterday when she saw her house was infested with microscopic insects managed by the government. And she tugged at her hair, working roots out like trees, down on her knees, staring at white porcelain, pondering platonic idealism and irony. And she spins so sweetly in a moment long forgotten, only a trail of scent to burn into her nasal passage. So she recites passages straight from pages, and she ages as she looks in the mirror, unmistakable fear peering out of her eyes like windows. So she shuts the shutters, lights out, time's running out. Bugs scuttle along her skin, and she shrieks from within. But the booster cable's broken. She chokes on feathers as they fill the hollow passages of her veins. She let her guard down, let her eyes droop heavy load, and her last brain cell popped. She lost her last brain cell lost. And she sputtered like a vintage car, paint peeling, leather worn, brakes screeching as she tried to jumpstart, kickstart, restart her heart for the last time and saw neon fluorescent radioactive green before falling into a permanent dream. And when they found her bare-chested, bearing her breasts on railway tracks tracing her arms, one trail leading to where she laid, the coroner mumbled something about people needing to come labeled with an expiry date, so that when people were stranded, rusted and crumbling like cars in a junkyard, they wouldn't decide to check out early because if they had only waited a little longer, someone would have come along to help them jumpstart, kickstart, restart.
Jumpstart, kickstart, restart. Thank you, Chanel. So I think it's obvious that for every idiot like me, there is at least 10 amazing poets out here. So I think everyone should walk away tonight. Stop. So I think everyone should walk away feeling hopeful of the future, and try out poetry for yourself, because everyone here seems like they get this stuff. Or if they don't, you look like you do, so you should try it anyways.
Fake it until it works. Fake it until it works.
Fake it until it works. That's what keys. Aphorism number 10. Give a man a potato, and he'll eat it for a day. Teach him how, and he'll create the largest, most unhealthy fast food chain ever. You should have just given him another potato. Laughers in it. It's break time, everybody, so grab a friend, go outside, dance a little, and come back. Before you do that, Stephen has a word.
It's kind of it's a really content-heavy night, and I'm actually kind of really enjoying it. This is really neat. So I'm happy that Parkdale writers are here. The art bar normally has an open stage, and we still can, but it's going to go a bit later tonight. So think about that. And so I'm going to guess that we probably can have like about a 5-person open stage. So if 5 of you can come up here, sign up for the open stage, you can do your thing after the Parkdale writers. But think about it. If you're an early riser, you may not want to. All right, so here we go.
It's gonna be a fight.